Hi, and welcome to the first ever episode of Card Porn, a series in which I sit and sort cards while you watch live and contemplate the existence and meaning of life. Today I've got 1983 Topps. Yesterday we busted into a full unopened box of 1983 Topps. All the cards inside, untouched until I got my grubby little hands on them. And we already have one bored person in the chat room. Hello, Michael. How are you tonight? We're just going to be sitting back, chilling, and you're going to watch me sort cards. Now, of course, being 1983 Topps, we only have 26 teams. I've got my fancy little sorting board that I use when I'm in my office, as opposed to when we do full cases. And I have 30 teams here, so obviously teams like the D-backs, Rays, Marlins, and Rockies will not be used, and I'll be using the national spot for the Expos. So sit back, enjoy. We're all friends here. Besides, you know, if you have nothing else to do, like myself, why not watch someone else play with baseball cards? Now, one of the great things that I enjoy about sorting cards, other than the fact that it's baseball cards and I enjoy baseball cards, is I actually get to see some of the things that I missed during the break. So, like in the newer products, I get to find some of the short prints that I didn't happen to notice before. So, as I'm doing this, the first thing that I like to do is I like to go through and stick all the cards in their team spaces. Get a little faster as soon as my brain remembers where each team is. You'd think I'd be going... actually, my wife LQ is a lot better at doing that. I have to remember Expos goes on the Nats here. After I have each team pile made out of the stacks of cards here, then I go through and I sort them numerically. Now this obviously is going to be the longer part here because we do have somewhere around 540, 550 cards to sort through. And I have to be careful because these, like I mentioned, these are over 30 years old and they're in very, very damn good condition. As I come across that Frank Viola there, I want to make absolutely sure because that's a rookie card. Very valuable. I don't want to mess that up. And believe it or not, I mean, if you're willing to watch a break happen, why not watch somebody sort the cards as well? This also helps me be a bit more transparent with what I'm doing with the cards. Figure, why not? I'm down here anyway. LQ is away. Of course, when she gets home, I'll probably be embarrassed and I'll stop what I'm doing. So, Michael, you're in the chat room live here. So, you said you're bored. I think I see that from where I'm sitting here. What's got you so bored tonight? I know there's no baseball, obviously. You know, if there were a Packer game on, I probably wouldn't watch right now. It's just, I'm a huge Packer fan. Don't get me wrong. I take that back. I probably would watch. It's just, after Rodgers went down like that, I just had a hard time picking myself up and saying, you know what, I'm gonna watch this, watch these games. And I know I'm a terrible fan. I'm a terrible fan for not watch. Well, and of course, it's harder for me to watch games up here anyway, being in the Twin Cities. They black the Packer games out very, very often. So it's actually a lot more rare than you might think. Well, Michael's already probably bored of this and has already left, but that's okay. Now, if you are here live watching me do this, and if you're in the chat room, please say hello. I might not see you right away. I'm kind of looking up every once in a while, but I'm paying more attention to where I'm putting my cards here. Being very careful. Now, this is what LQ is good at. So when we were doing case breaks, this is I don't want to say her job, but that's what she does during the breaks is she helps do this so that after I'm done running the break, I can go in and I can collate, which is my next step here after this. No baseball. Wife has some friends over for a foodie party, so quite literally, I'm holed up in the theater browsing the internet. I'm taking notes in case there's a quiz later. Wait, who are you taking notes from, your wife or me? Because if you ask me, you better be taking notes from your wife. Don't take notes from me. I'm just going to get you in trouble. I actually have a lot, sorry to say, because, new products are nice. I love new products, but I had a lot more fun, I think, sorting older products. And it's not necessarily because of the nostalgia value, but it's a lot easier. A hell of a lot easier. Trying to sort Bowman Chrome is a pain in the ass, let me tell you. See, now that's where mistakes happen. That's another reason why we sort like this. Because, yeah, sometimes cards do end up in wrong piles, and then I collate, and then I see if there are any mistakes that have been made, and then I joyfully call out LQ on Twitter and let everyone know about the mistakes she made. It's also fun to see, how each team ends up in like, am I going to get a huge Yankee stack? Am I going to get a teeny tiny little Twin stack? That's always fun to see how product and boxes eventually break out, team wise anyway. And when I'm doing case breaks, it's nice to see that too, because then I can get a good sense of if I've priced correctly or not. Let's see. For me, he suspected I had already left this video out of boredom. Now I must stay. And now I'm shopping for old unopened wax on eBay. You know how I feel about eBay, but I bought this box on Baseball Card Exchange. On Waxtopia, actually, was the one who recommended I go there. So if you're looking for old wax, they're not cheap on shipping, but I can tell you, just from this one box experience, I would go with them. I would definitely go with them. And that's back here. You can see I've got that box of 84 Donruss. I got them from Baseball Card Exchange as well, and I can't wait to rip that one open too. So check them out. Just about done with my first of 3 big stacks here. Then we'll move on to collating. Now this is just how I do it. Everyone has their own method, their own mechanics, if you will. Whatever works best for you, as long as it makes sense to you, and everyone gets what they're supposed to get. Now, if I were building sets, obviously I'd be doing it differently. But we're dividing this by team because this was a random team break. So for anyone that's coming in and they're like, what the hell? Why would you separate them that way? But, all right, checklists. Gotta throw that up there, and we'll kind of randomly distribute those. Yeah, I saw a lot of fun stuff when I was looking for boxes. I did a lot of research when I finally decided which boxes to grab, and I landed on 83 Tops and 84 Donruss just because it was kind of in that price range that was, you know, it was friendly to break and it wasn't junk wax price, you know, like the $30, $40, $50 per box. I wanted to grab something that, you know, if we did hit a good rookie, it would be gradable, it would be valuable, but it would also be fun and relatively inexpensive at the same time. Rangers. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 spots are open. Exactly. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, printing dot. I was like, what the hell is that? It's weird feeling the gum residue in the backs of these. This is a good shoulder workout, by the way. Colors are, well, the colors of the Giants cards aren't as consistent. I was just about to say the colors look pretty consistent, especially given that this is in the early 80s, but the Giants, the orange in the Giants, even the brown in the Giants seems to lighten and darken and change shades, so that's something you'll even see in modern day cards too. Unless it's more like a Topps Now digital printing, but if it comes off an ink press, you'll see variations and, you know, the ink getting lighter, getting darker. Something that's a little harder to control. On call for work just got paged. My time's here. Well, thanks for checking it out, Michael. Maybe if you get bored at work on call, you can check this out. I'll probably still be on. So, otherwise, have a good night, buddy. Now, as I do during case breaks, I may have to stop and get a drink because when I start rambling and talking like that, it gets me a little dry. A little dry. Now, this is what I was talking about last night with the viola. You can see in the bottom there, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but there's a little printing dot. And I noticed that almost all the Twins cards that I pulled last night all had some form of a printing dot on it. Right at the bottom there. There we go. And it wasn't in the same spot, just in, you know, random spots on the card. And it seemed to affect the Twins cards more than anything else. But now I'm really starting to look around, and I'm still not really seeing it anywhere but the Twins cards, and maybe like the one card in that pile there. Very strange. One big trick here is, and this is just because it's alphabetized, it's in alphabetical order. Most of the American League Central is right here: Royals, Tigers, Twins, White Sox. Indians are right up there, so I have to try to remember this puzzle of where everything is, and that helps me with the American League Central. So if I see Royals, I know down here. Anything that's an A, B, C, or D is up top. That's helpful. I almost feel like I need like some chapstick or something, just from all the. It must be dust from the glue or the gum or even the cards here. It's awfully freaking dry in here and just a little bit dusty. I had to wipe down my table after the break yesterday because of all the dust and stuff coming. God, I hope it wasn't asbestos. Holy crap. Yeah, now this Jesse Orozco, obviously not a Twins card, it's a Mets card, has a printing dot kind of around the same area as that Viola. Oh, where am I here? Brewers. There you go. Astros, Yankees. Checklist. Oh, a dupe checklist. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. So if you're here watching live, if you're in the chat room, please say hello. I will do my best to chat with you. Obviously, I won't be typing, but I'll be yelling at you. Get off my damn lawn. I also have to figure out what the hell to do with the damn scratchers that came out of the packs too. Probably at least one for everybody, I'm gonna guess. I'll just distribute them like that. I don't know. Probably just, I don't know if they're even worth anything. Can't do anything with them, I would assume. What's this here? Oh, okay. Here's Braves. I'm noticing the Pirates are not very well represented, and strangely enough, neither are the Red Sox. As I'm going through this, Cardinals aren't very well represented. Now that I'm putting the Cardinals. Yankees, naturally. It seems like it doesn't matter how poorly or how well they're doing. The Yankees are always very well represented in any set that I have ever busted into. Expos. That's quite a stack of Expos there. No. Try telling them in about 20 years from 1983 that they're going to move to Washington, D.C. My checklist. Oops. Ha! At least I caught my mistake that time. Another Reggie Jackson. Yeah, it's too bad that I never liked that decision with the Twins using the orange and the brown. It looks like they did pretty well with everyone else's team colors. But orange and brown for some reason. Well, Mariners, I guess. Gold and pink, I guess. Oh, well, what can you do? It's part of its charm, I guess. And I didn't shut my phone off. Oh, well. Do that in a second. So what's more boring, watching me sort cards or watching one of my breaks without LQ here? All right, so like I mentioned, going through these, I get to see some things that I didn't see before. So at the bottom of this card, you'll notice the T is kind of, for some reason, smudged off. The T in Giants. Just a printing artifact. Has nothing to do with, you know, really anything other than that. I do need to get a little bit of a swig here. shut my phone off. All right, so we've got just one more stack here, then I'll get into the collating part, which really is super, super simple in these earlier sets. All you're doing is putting them in numerical order. That's it. Now, when you've got a more complicated set, like I mentioned before, P0rn Chrome, then it's swig time. Yes, it was swig time. You heard that. Sets like P0rn Chrome, then it's like it's numerical, and then you're getting into the alphabetical. You're separating out the inserts. You're separating out the base set from the prospect set, and it's just it's a whole deal. And I kind of come up with my own system for stuff like that, and I try to be as consistent as possible. But it's like with that kind of a set, there's no way for me to, unless I have it written down somewhere, to absolutely replicate collating that type of a set. With this, it's just 1 through 732 or whatever. Yeah, so I guess this is another Daryl Evans. So it's the same thing on a dupe card. So yeah, that's interesting. Must have been something wrong with the plate for his card, or the sheet, I should say. I don't think they ran single card plates. Let's see. And that's something I think that most people don't realize. So when you pull a plate, so like a printing plate, so they're one of ones, and they usually, come with a sticker on the back saying, "Congratulations, you pulled a one of one, cyan printing plate." That actually comes from a full sheet. So if you've ever seen a big sheet of cards, there's a big plate that's actually that size. And then they go and they cut out the individual cards' plates, and they round the corners, because obviously, you're cutting metal into, rectangles. You've got hard, pointy corners, and last thing you want is your little kid to open up a pack of cards and gash themselves open, bleed all over hell. Let's see. I also organize different brands differently. Yeah, well, it kind of requires, what it really requires is being able to do this in a way that makes sense to you. Doing it this way makes sense to me. It might not be the most efficient way for somebody else. It might not make sense to everyone else, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to LQ, who, does a lot of sorting herself. And it's a system I've grown accustomed to, and especially with breaking, it helps me make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Everyone gets the cards they're supposed to get. I'm perfectionist minded. I may not actually do things perfectly, but I at least have, in my head, thinking, okay, this needs to be done correctly. This needs to be done perfectly. Might not get there, but at least try. And sometimes that means taking the long way around to getting there. And some would say that this is, if there's a faster, more efficient way of doing this that makes sense to me, I'll certainly be willing to try it out. So now you said you organize different brands differently. Now, let's say P0rn Chrome, for instance. How would you go about sorting / collating? Let's say you bought a hobby box of the stuff. How would you go about doing that? What's your method? I'm cooking now. Finally. I'm not going to win any competitions doing this, I'll tell you that much. Can't whistle any specific songs because I will get a copyright notice from YouTube. It's happened. It's happened. If you've got a YouTube channel, try it. Whistle, it has to be very recognizable. You know, not just random whistling gibberish like I did. But, they won't necessarily pull your video down, but they'll at least put limitations on where it can broadcast different types of monetization if you've got it monetized. Which is why I don't have music on in the background. If you're more comfortable not listening to me and you still want to watch, please mute me, turn on your own music. My voice ain't all that great anyway, and I've got a face for radio and a voice to match it. I feel like the only All-Star cards I'm pulling are Reggie Jackson and Rod Carew. I don't think I've seen anything but Angels All-Star cards. I don't know why I didn't notice that on the checklist. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but... Alright, so I pointed this out during the break last night, but this Alan Nicely has that kind of weird... It almost looks like a grease stain. It's not necessarily printing dot. Oh, come on. Well, even though it's not focused very well, you can still kind of see it. So the answer is, I separate stacks by 50s, 1 through 49, 50 through 99, 100 through 149, etc. Then all the crazy inserts and parallels and whatever in their own piles. Okay. All right. So you're not necessarily splitting things up by team. You're building full sets. If I'm understanding that correctly. Alright, final little stack here. Now there's the checklist at the bottom. I'd have done this sooner, but today was my first work day this week. I work through Sunday, and my day job requires me to be up at freaking 4 in the morning. So I probably won't be doing this all night long. There's a chance I won't even get this done before I decide to call it a night, but I often like to start sorting as soon as the break is done. I didn't even touch anything last night after the break was over. I was just like, you know what, I'm done for the night. And we are sorted. So now it's just all about collating. putting each individual team into numerical order, which shouldn't be all that tough. It's just, it's 26 teams to do. When I do a case break of like Series 1 and we're talking like thousands of cards, that takes a freak long time. Really long time. So this was fairly quick, about a half hour just to do that part. Yeah, I just joined. Not sure what you're doing. Yeah, okay, so this is for a group break. So this is a random team group break. And I've got a little board that I've created on my desk here, my breaking desk in my office here. And I've got teams, like little team sections here. And I'm in alphabetical order, like A's, Angels, Astros, Blue Jays, Braves, Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Dodgers, so on and so forth. Separating the stacks of cards out from the box from last night, all the packs that I pulled from. And that was a weird sentence. I don't know what my head was doing just then. Anyways, and now that I've got them all in stacks, yes, I certainly could ship the cards like this. But I like to go and I like to collate and make sure they're in numerical or alphabetical order, depending on what the card numbering system is. And that helps me make sure that I've gone through each stack and made absolutely sure that I haven't made any mistakes. Like, oops, did I put a Ryan Sandberg rookie card in the Astro stack for some reason? Actually, the Athletics is the first stack. So, first stack here, got Athletics. I'm going to move these 1, 2, 3, 4. We ended up with 5 checklists. So that's interesting. So we've got 2 of the checklists are cards 1 through 132, and the other 3 are cards 133 through 264. So 1 dupe and 1 trip. Interesting. It's a lot. Well, yeah, it is a lot of work for a break, and I do this for every single break. And just imagine, like I mentioned, the Series 1 case break, for instance, where it's actually thousands of cards, and it's just 1 break. I got to take the whole weekend to do it. But we break on a Saturday, we sort that night, collate on Sunday, then on Monday we bag, box, and ship, and get all the cards out. Break on Saturday, ship it on Monday. It's a long process, but I think it's worth it. I think that people appreciate it. All right, so now what I do, I separate into hundreds, okay? So I've got a 200 stack, I've got a 300 stack, 400 stack, we've got a 500 stack, 500, there's a 700, 200, 200, 300, oh, there's a 600 in there, 600, 400, 200, there's a 100 in there. All right, so now what I've got going on up here is I'm starting to do it in numerical order here. So I've got stacks for each set of hundreds. So like you do in the stacks of 50s, in the chat room there, I've got in stacks of hundreds. So like 1 through 99, for instance, 100 through 199, so on and so forth. Then I take each little stack here, and I put those in numerical order. And I've got 1 Jimmy Sexton and 2 Jeff Newmans. So 1 709 and 2 784s. So kind of backwards so that I'm building my stack upwards. 620, 648, 620, 648. So 2 dupes there. They're all there. They're both A's cards. Excellent. A couple 598s and a 513. Perfect. That was already in order. That's excellent. Good to see. There was only one dude in the 300s there. 259, 259, 286, 208, 286. Okay, so that's all in order. All A's. Excellent. No image variation short prints. And Ricky Henderson. So that's how that's done. It is warm as hell in here. I gotta open the door. Holy shit. I love my office, I really do, but it gets really hot in here. especially when I've got my equipment going on. And I know the series is called Card Porn, but I am not removing any clothing, no matter how much you beg. Actually, you should be begging me to put more clothing on and to wear a mask. Well then, jeez. Well, that was lovely. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, thankfully that landed on the Marlins, so there's nobody in the Marlins. Excellent. But that was my nice frame that Deb P let me keep. So that's a bummer. Oh, man. And my Rod Carew lost his arm. Son of a gun. Well. Rod Carew lost his arm. Look at that. I broke my Rod Carew. I thought I saw something fly. Nothing a little modeling glue won't fix, right? Hi everybody. I'm Rod Carew's little hand. Jeez. Oh my god. Alright, well. Thankfully no cards seem to be damaged in the process here. I'm looking over everything. Looks like the only thing that really got damaged was Rod's hand. Yipes. Alright, well. We'll address that little issue later. Yeah, I've got a very sentimental baseball here. Well, super glue something, yeah. My wife's grandmother caught a home run hit by Rod Carew. Years and years later, I got him to autograph that. And so my wife got me this little Rod Carew statuette to go with it. And now I broke it. Well, honestly, if something had to break here, I'm glad it was that and not damage to these cards, because that can be fixed. This, ooh, yeah, probably need to do something about that, I'm going to guess. Yipes. Okay, 5s, 3s, 7s, 4s, 4, 1, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2. Speaking of Rod Carew. Speaking of Rod Carew. 2. Okay, so that was the only card in the 700s. Then we've got 3 Reggie Jacksons. Nice. 3 Reggies. The next gut reaction. We've been thinking about that. And I do want to do gut reactions again, but I don't want to do it until we can increase the production value a little bit. Do a gut reaction on high end? Yeah, you know what, and I would have loved to have done a gut reaction on 5-star. And honestly, 5-star, at least our cases of 5-star were freaking amazing. So that might not have been a fair gut reaction, but something like Immaculate Collection, you know, we busted a couple of boxes of that, and doing a gut reaction of that would have been cool. But right now it comes down to 2 things. It comes down to number 1, time, and number 2, I don't want to do it again until I'm able to put some better production value into it. I mean, it was a lot of work for that kind of amateurish level of production, I would say. I would like, I would need to get some new lighting, maybe a better video editing package to do that. I enjoy doing them. And since you asked when the next one will be, I take it that you enjoyed them as well, and I appreciate that. Which gives me more reason to do them again, or to get back to doing them anyway. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I think our breaks go a lot better when LQ is here. she's a very hard worker with her day job. She's still working right now, actually. She's not a 9 to 5er. She's more like a 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.er. It's long hours, and I feel bad for her, but she's very, very good at what she does, and she's very good at what she does for crack and wax as well. Well, I'm just glad you found the channel. Joe Negro. Now, yeah, let's see. Born in 44, and this card is in 83. So he was almost 40 years old. Check this out now. Joe Negro, in this card, younger than me, okay? And he looks freaking ancient for some reason. He was one of those guys that always looked older than hell. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But he's 39 there in that card. Nothing against Joe Negro. That's just how I've always felt. All right, so we got A's, Angels, Astros done. Again, this is why I love the earlier sets, because this goes by so much faster. It's so much easier. Not having to dick around with all sorts of different crazy inserts and freaking parallels and numbered cards and variations, and all that stuff is all fine and good and awesome to chase, but at least as far as sorting in this way goes, it's not the most fun. But I'm a crotchety old guy and I like to complain, so 56, 17, 33. Okay. He looks 60. Yeah, well, there's this image of Honus Wagner that always gets used for baseball cards, and he just looks like he's 90 in those. And I always have to laugh because it's like, obviously he's not that old, but it's just the way he, for some reason, looks in that particular image that they keep using. These cards are in such good shape. These cards are in fantastic shape. I'm so glad I bought this box. So glad. I said this a lot last night. Maybe you guys weren't here last night, but if you were, I'll be sounding like I'm repeating myself. But the 83 Topps is a little bit before my day, which is another reason why I wanted to grab this box. You know, the big reason, obviously, is huge rookie class in 83. You know, you've got, obviously, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Frank Viola, Ryan Sandberg, among others. Just stacked, kind of like 2017 has a stacked rookie class, kind of. But I wanted to open something that I'd never opened. I never got a chance to open when I was a kid. So this and the 84 Don Russ were excellent candidates for that. And I also wanted to make sure that was something that was, you know, still relatively fresh, you know, unopened, not untouched. And honestly, gosh, right when I opened the first pack, except for the glue and the gum, everything else about it was like, wow, this is really taking me back. Like, and I don't just mean like the players and the images and stuff like that, but just the feel of the cards coming out and how they're coming out of the packs. It's just like, I mean, this is how they would have come out in 83. If you would have opened these cards in 83, this is exactly how it would have been. And that's just fascinating to me that these cards didn't degrade in any way that I can tell. So I think that the Twins will be dangerous next. I think they will as well. Buxton, you know, the way he started this year, I was like, oh crap, Buxton. What is wrong with you now? Striking out like ridiculously, batting like 190 to start the year, and then something clicked. I don't know what it was. Probably the new hitting coach the Twins have. And as far as the catches he makes, I theorize. I love Buxton, all right? He's great defensively. He's got amazing speed. My theory on Buxton and his defense, he deserves that gold glove, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I think he purposely makes those catches look harder than they probably actually are for him. Just my theory. I think he goes out of his way to add a little drama, to be kind of dramatic in the way that he flails about and throws himself, hoping that there's a wall behind him to hit so it looks nasty, you know, so it looks like, oh, he put his body on the line for that catch. And maybe quite possibly that's part of the reason he got his gold glove. But no, his defense, I'll tell you, his defense is a hell of a lot better than Miguel Sano's. But Miguel Sano has also picked it up at third base a little bit. I just hope he gets his issues figured out with that shin problem. I think he went in for surgery for that. So, and I don't know how the other baseball markets are, but at least here in the Twin Cities, the Twins rumor mill is stupid all the time, freaking stupid. We know damn well the Twins aren't going to make any huge splash moves. They never do, and they never will. So the big rumor now is that the Twins are going to go after Shohei Ohtani because they have the most money to spend. But I call bullshit on that. I don't think the Twins are going to go after Shohei Ohtani. I don't think they have any way to surround Shohei Ohtani with a playoff caliber. Well, they are a playoff caliber team, but a World Series caliber team, which is exactly the kind of team that Shohei Ohtani is going to want to be with. Yes, he's going to want the money, but he's also going to want to win. Yes, as long as he makes the catch, it's entertaining. Exactly. He's gonna end up hurting himself, but yeah. Speaking of Twins, 3 Molitors, 3 Mollies. Now, of course, I would completely crap my pants if the Twins did sign Shohei Ohtani. I would also be a little bit worried because the Twins haven't shown that they can be trusted with money, especially when importing a player. They spent tons of money on bids just to get Nishioka years ago, and he flopped like crazy. Like, he was like, what the hell? They spent even more money to bid on Byung-ho Park. And we were like, okay, well, they actually did some work and they scouted on him, and it turns out, he's probably, a good guy to spend money on. He flopped too. Byung-ho flopped too. Now, I don't think Shotani's going to flop. I think he's going to translate well here. But there's, that little sting of the Twins literally throwing away money on guys just to bid on the guys, let alone actually pay them money and sign them. It hurts. It hurts as a Twins fan. And I've seen people on Twitter complain that, well, he's, a Japanese player, or like Byung-ho Park is a Korean player, and and the Twins just can't be trusted to import Asian players, and that has nothing to do with it. The fact that they are an Asian player has nothing to do with it. What it has to do with is the Twins' failure to scout a player for their true value, not their damn race, for crying out loud. Hey, Laureen. Yes, it is labor intensive, but it's a labor of love. It's worth it. This is what I do. This is what I do for every break. And, well, LQ helps most of the time. She had nothing to do with this one. But, Lori, trust me, if you see a case break at our house, and especially if it's like top series 1, and we do a full case, or even, God forbid, a jumbo case, thousands of cards. This is like a half of 1,000 of cards, which is technically 500, I guess. Twins just need to do something about that rotation. Yes, they do. Irvin Santana, though. Irvin Santana. He's pretty good. Now, this Jim Cott card, I don't know if I caught this. There is a bit of a deformation right under the Topps logo. It's kind of shiny there. So, whoever had the Cardinals, that's how that came out. Jose Barrios is another guy. Have you seen that guy's breaking ball? He needs a little discipline. He needs a pitching coach to kind of guide him a little bit. But if he happens to click like Buxton suddenly clicked, yeah, then you've got two guys already in the rotation that are doing pretty well. And Kyle Gibson, he was a surprise. He's a guy that I felt should be a long reliever as opposed to being a starting pitcher, but boy, did he turn that around. I love being proved wrong. You might not think that, but I actually do love being proved wrong. And it might be because I make outlandish statements that that I know deep down inside won't be true, or hope won't be true. Had the pleasure to meet Kyle, actually, at the end of a 5K race that Glenn Perkins actually put on. Former all-star closer for the Twins. My wife and I met Brian Dozier at another one of those Glenn Perkins races. And LQ, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. She got so nervous around Brian Dozier. Now, Brian's like, God, 10 to 15 years younger than us. And she was so nervous. She's like, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want Mr. Dozier, I said, Mr. Dozier, someone would like to talk to you. And I think we got a picture of the two of them. I can't remember if we did. I think we did. Oh, there he is. Now, I'm in the Cubs pile, so we're going to inspect those Ryan Sandbergs when we get to him. I see he's number 83 up there. Maybe you guys could pick up Jason Vargas. Nah. That's probably what will happen, whether I like it or not, but Okay, so two of the bigger, well, probably the big hits that came out of this box. I know I wanted Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs. You're telling me this isn't just as good? Two Ryan Sandbergs came out of this box. Somewhere. There we go. Two Rhinos. Can't really get my camera to figure out what it's doing here. This is... Where's Lisa? Come on. Find the cards. Well, two Ryan Sandbergs. Now, let's see. Which one did I think was the better one? This one, to me, seems a little bit off-center. It's fine. Little off-center. This one, to me, I would grade this one. I believe Alex T last night is the one that got the Cubs. So there's two of the big hits from last night. And I would say that the Frank Viola rookie cards would be the other two big hits from last night. That's just my opinion. I'm a Twins guy, but I mean, hell, Frank Viola's a damn good pitcher. He's a damn good pitcher. All right, so we'll move all these down here. By the way, LQ has no idea I'm doing this. She comes home and walks in on me. I'm probably going to have to shut this down. Hey, Michael agrees with me that Frank Viola is a damn good... So what happened to you? I thought you were your job not need you for that much. They just had you go pick up some sandwiches or something. How many Viola rookies did you say you had? Like, and I mean the 83 tops. For those that don't know, Michael in the chat room here is Frank Viola Uber collector. I remember I had some sort of Viola autograph. I traded you for, God, what did I get? Did I get a Killebrew autograph or something from you for that? I feel like I have that Killebrew. Yeah, I do have that Killebrew autograph, if that was the one. Two laptops. I see. All right, first row of cards is all done. I gotta get something to drink here. Always in the hunt for more. Let's see. Check last night. 3, of which only 1 is graded. Okay, so I feel like you said that. What is the grade that you got on that one? And I'm probably not remembering this correctly, but I feel like I had a Viola autograph that I traded to you, and maybe this wasn't it. I got this in a trade, but I can't remember who it was. Did you trade this to me for that Viola? I love this card, by the way. I love it. Which is, by the way, sitting next to this. I also love the hell out of this. $7.5, huh? Someone was thinking, I can't remember who said it, but someone thought that the Sandberg, the one that I preferred, and the Viola that I preferred might be able to fetch a 9. Possibly. I think that might have been John that said that. And of course, that also depends on who grades it. Who did your grading? Yeah, that pucket is outstanding. I've been looking to replace it with a pristine 10, and no, I don't believe I traded you that killer. Okay. I can't remember who... I traded something away to get that killer. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that is by far my favorite pucket piece, as far as trading cards go. My favorite pucket item is my pucket jersey that LQ got for me. And you know all about that, don't you, Michael? You know all about that pucket jersey, Michael. LQ took a picture of me in it, and she said she'd never, ever seen me that happy in her entire life. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I had to have been happier than that on our wedding day, right? She said, nope. I do know about that pucket jersey. It is a damn beauty. It is a damn beauty. Yeah, she scored a couple points on that. You scored a couple points there too, buddy. So this is what I'm talking about. I'll grab the top 2 Dodgers cards. The variance in the inks. Now look at these two Dodgers cards. Where am I? Here we go. There. Both orange. But the problem is that as the ink was running over the sheets to print these cards, the ink got a little bit lighter and lighter on the LeMaster card. And this is probably closer to the intended orange. That's just a process that still even happens to this day. All right, 1s, 6s, 20s, 7s. $757. Now, Michael, since you were taking notes, pop quiz. What is the first year in which parallels were introduced? Let me guess, you weren't taking those kinds of notes. Or you're Googling it right now. Which is what I would be doing. Was it the 93 Finest set that was the first foray into that kind of stuff? You know, I don't know. I was just checking to see if you knew. Well, it's only 7:30. I got plenty of time before I have to go to bed. You got down there. What am I doing? Derp. There we go. Now, be absolutely honest. If you are here in the chat room, what is more boring to you? This or literally anything else? I only say that because the Viola graded refractors from that set are insane. They're just regular refractors. They're not even autographed or anything like that. I suppose 93 they wouldn't do that. I think they had widespread autographs. I don't even think Topps started that for, God, when did they start doing autographs? I think Upper Deck did it. God, no. It wasn't Upper Deck that did it first, was it? It was either Upper Deck or Fleer, if I remember correctly. And it was like on card with like a ballpoint pen, if I remember correctly, is how they did it. And they packed it out. Super rare, hard to find in packs. Here we go, some Expos. I'm going to do some 69 tops just so I can sort some Pilots cards. You know, I saw, I didn't watch it, but I saw on YouTube popped up that someone else was doing I think it was an 83 or 84 Fleer group break. And I don't know if that's suddenly a trend now to group break the early 80s boxes. But I didn't really research to see if anyone was group breaking these things. I was just like, what the hell, let's just do it. But that'd be interesting if that's suddenly a thing. Because I would be I'd be on board with doing a few more boxes from around that era. I want to kind of dig into some 90s too. Couple of cool Gary Carters. Oh, it is Gary. My camera doesn't want to play nice. There we go. See, that was Gary. Well, it looks like I am about halfway done with this part of it. I'm not going to make you guys watch me bag all this stuff. You guys can just use your imagination. This is called card porn. It's about unwrapping. It's about undressing the cards, not putting them back into things. It's about taking them out of things and playing with them. This is why I need LQ around, to keep me from saying stupid crap like that. She's not just my voice of reason, she's my voice of life. I think about that a lot. Like, what would I be like if I never met her? If she didn't rein my stupid crap in. I mean, you might think that I have my bouts of annoyingness the way it is. Just imagine if she didn't keep me in check. And yeah, LQ, if you're watching this, that is a damn compliment. Eddie Murray, Daddy Martinez. I'm surprised I haven't had anyone come into the chat room to troll me yet on this, but give this a few more episodes. Now that is a printing dot. Okay? Here is another printing dot. Same card, but in a different spot, right under his bat. Okay? See that? Rob Lowenstein. Same printing dot, same spot, different card. So definitely something was up with that plate through a lot of its run. That is interesting. To me. Little known fact, Michael, I don't know if I shared this with you, but I went to school for print and design in the town where you live. This is what I look like with a mustache and longer hair. Absolute truth. I'm not even... Ask LQ. I probably have pictures. Actually, I have a bigger forehead. That's the truth. We call it a ledge. It's not even a joke. We call it a ledge. It's like a bookshelf. I look like a caveman. I'm not even joking. Here, where's a good angle? Can you see that? Look at that shelf. Look at that brow. You can store things on there. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh yeah, we are well past the halfway point here. So, oh, Dan Ford, where are you supposed to go? 683. There you go. Okay. All right. Choose ones, not ones. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Well, I hope this is educational as well as being entertaining. I can't wait to see how many thumbs down I get on this video. I'm not posting this anywhere, by the way. This is just a treat for you guys that happen to notice I went live. And I hope I didn't freak you out like thinking, oh God, there's a live break happening right now and I missed out on spots. No, it's just stupid sorting, that's all. On to the Phillies. Pete Rose, hero card, number 100. Sneaky Pete. It's also interesting looking at these cards and realizing that none of these guys are really that bulky. You know? Like, this is definitely before the era. Like, these are all just normal-looking dudes who, you know, most of them... Well, no, I don't even want to say most of them. Some of these guys look like they drink beer all freaking day. Like this guy. Gorman Thomas. That guy's not... Maybe he's lifting some weights. Obviously, Fernando Valenzuela. No one's ever accused that guy of steroids. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I pulled 8 total. 8 total Pirates cards out of this one box. Pirates. You are the 2017 Brewers and Twins of 1983 Topps. Wow, that was sad. Although, you got to give it up for the stovepipe hats. The stovepipe hats. They're so terrible, yet they're so awesome. I would never want to wear one. Like, whose idea was it to make the players wear not only a striped hat, but a flat top hat? Who was on board with that? Like, that seems like a really good idea. It'll really make us stand out from the competition. I like the Padres. Like, what's with that skinny, like, freaking bikini-looking triangle on the hat? You know, it's such an 80s deal. But it makes no sense. I don't get it. Oh, 80s. Oh, we love you. And we hate you. And we always have. Mr. Sundberg. I feel like when I was a kid, I always wished that Jim Sundberg was actually Ryan Sandberg. I don't know why that was such a sticking point with me. And we're on the final row, guys. It's happening. Gosh, I might be able to get these out to the post office by Friday. Because I'll probably bag and box tomorrow, and I'm not doing a video on that. This is as porny as I get. Little cardboard shaving there. Now there is a gum stain. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. See if the camera can get that. Look at that. Oh, that's glorious. A little bit of a glue mark on the top of Mr. Glenn Hoffman there. Concepcion, Alex Trevino, Mail. Oh, John. John, I know you're watching. You jealous? These are in perfect, well, near perfect shape. Nah. LQ's Uncle Jamie. All right, we're done with the Tigers, and now we're moving on to my team, the Twins. And we had the other big hits actually come out of the Twins. Now, I don't get to say that often, but for this break, I did. The Frank Viola rookie card came out of the Twins here with this break. And if I remember correctly, we got a couple of them. Here's one right now. And not perfectly centered. Otherwise, it's in good shape. Except for that little ding on the corner. Maybe I wouldn't grade that one. I just noticed the ding on the back. Right there. Right there. There's the other Viola. Now this one is in excellent shape. That's the one I would grade right there. This one's a beaut. Has that little printing dot on there, but I don't care. That's the one right there. There we go, almost. Well, anyways, that's Frank Viola. And I do have all these cards in my own personal collection already, but they're nowhere near this nice looking. I think I bought a set online and they came to me, and I feel like they smell bad or something. 3 Herbecks. Timmy Laudner, a couple of Violas. Yeah, that printing dot is in the exact same spot on all 3 of these cards. Weird. Jesus Vega, Bobby Castillo. Bruno. Dave Engel. Mickey Hatcher, Jim Eisenreich. All right, down to the White Sox and the Yankees. And then we are done for the night. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Card porn. There. What? There we go. All right, we're down to our last stack of teams. We're on the Yankees, and then we are out of here. Hour and a half, that's not bad. Especially since I was talking the entire time. I bet if I weren't talking to myself here, probably could have got this done in an hour. Not bad, not bad, not bad. 3 Winfields. Roy. Smalley. Whoa, okay, now, I didn't see this before. Talk about... talk about a printing oopsie. Where did Andre Robertson's head go? Now, I wish the camera would really focus in on that, because that is something else. So that is clearly a printing smudge that that's how that card was cut and packed out. Yipes. Wonder what the heck happened. Wonder if all of his cards are like that, or if it was just that one. Well, 1 of 1 then, if that's the case. eBay, 1 of 1. You won't find another one quite like it. Oscar Gamble. And aside from deciding where to put the checklists, we are done, and that is it. That is how I sort one box of 1983 Topps. So that was enjoyable for me. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you like watching me play with my baseball cards. They're actually not my baseball cards. They're actually belong to a group break. But other than that, this is how we sort a group break. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please join us next time on Card Porn, where I'm sure I'll probably be sorting a box of 1984 Donruss. So, alright everybody, have a good night. And as always, please remember to always crack that wax.